So, sorry for being a little bit moody, Matt Lugos, last time. I have a feeling that the ending, the white key ending, might have changed somewhat. Because I had a look back at my original run through this ending, and this thing wasn't unlocked. Now, I could be wrong about this, but because it said to be continued, maybe you get like a different version of a particular ending or something when you go through it the first time, or maybe specifically with this ending you get a different version of it. I could be wrong, but after I finished it, right, and we restarted the game for the very first time, and I looked at the flow chart, this wasn't unlocked. So I feel like it might be different this time, so I'm just gonna play through this again. Whereabouts was I up to in this puzzle? I've forgotten what we need to do first. Where do we get the handle from again? I've done this a couple of times now. I feel like I should have a better memory for these puzzles. Okay, time to do this nonsense again, right? You look at the SAS mat. Right. South. West. Southwest. Northwest. East. North. Right. Then we've got full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Yeah, then we do this, he adjusts the... Yeah, so I feel like the ending might have updated. Oops. Yeah, this is, if this isn't it, then because this is really the only thing I've got. The only other thing I can think to do is to go through door 5 again and pick different dialogue options. I feel like there should be something here. Whether this is the ideal ending, I'm not entirely sure. Nothing different here. So it was the axe that Clover was carrying under a jacket, obviously. Okay. Let's get through this as quick as possible.
Huh.
So Ace was obviously spying on us to interrupt us at the perfect moment. This is still the same. Mention the left arm, which stops Axe murdering everybody.
Alright, let's start with this experiment.
Yeah, this is all still the same. God's sake! We just kill Ace with the axe. It's paper! Wasn't there something else in here? Or was it in here? Yeah, something. Bingo! Dot 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 dash dash dot 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 dash dot 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 dash 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 dot dot. Yeah, shut up, Ace. Sick of you. The chin strap beard.
Looks like there's some.
All ice. I hope that the perfect ending has something to do with this. This Alice thing. Right. Let's get out of here. I have to remember what to do quite quickly, for once. Right, 35, 15, 27, 24.
All right, let's go.
Right, all keys unlocked. Now, I might be completely wrong here. This being unlocked here might be nothing. I might be making a big presumption. But only one way to find out. I don't know what she's got in both of her pockets. We know that she's got the bracelet. What was in the other pocket? The paper with the safe code on it or something? Yeah. Really don't think... The problem is, if I don't have skip on, I might not remember the thing that's different. Man, this is just going to be exactly the same, isn't it? Please, just don't hit me with the to be continued, man. Come on. Cross everything. Cross. Please, game. Please. Yeah, there you go. So I expect all this to be the same. I just expect us to try and solve the... It's not going to be different, is it, man? Hold on. I meant to say... The reason why... Oh, another reason, canonically, why I think there might be a difference here is this whole telepathic, like, transference thing might be like a meta kind of storyline that's connected with replaying the game so many times, because by replaying the game, we're transferring the knowledge back to Junpei. So I don't know if that is, like, a factor at all in, you know, because we've opened the coffin in a previous path, does that knowledge somehow transfer to Junpei? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, go through the door. Come on, man, please. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. And now truth is asleep in the darkness of a sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice?
Yes! I got it at the end. Like, I'd been thinking about this, and I just... yeah.
Huh? What?
Yeah. It's all the whole meta part of the game, isn't it? The voice is coming back from ourselves, from all the different paths we've taken.
What's up?
Like the game within a game.
Huh? Oh, nothing.
You press the buttons. Oh crap, which one was it? I think I wrote this down, or something similar. Truth had gone, truth had gone, truth had gone. So it's right, left, right, left, right, left.
One, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh, are those...
Huh. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Yeah, that's so sick, isn't it, man? Like, because the whole idea of sharing and the consciousness, the telepathic connections between people is the whole reason why we get to replay the game, in a way, right? The knowledge is being sent back each time. That's tying into the gameplay loop.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
Come on, Snake!
No way!
What?
Why are you...
Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you.
Snake!
You? Why?
Junpei? And Seven? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
Oh.
Jeez.
You're back!
Give him a hug!
Gently now. My body's still a little weak.
Oh, you're back! You're back! You're really here! Oh, you're back!
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
Not as though! You did! I really thought you were dead!
Huh?
You jerk! Idiot! Idiot! Idiot!
Idiosa!
I see. I
Sorry.
believe I understand things rather well now. Thank you.
Oh, man. Oh my god, look at all this! I'm just going to restart this because I want it in novel mode. The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and Seven had been left behind. Clover looked down. Sorry, I'm just going to go through this again because I don't realize that it's in... The problem is it says adventure screen, right? So that means because the button says adventure screen, I think that it's in novel mode, like instinctively. So I never think to press it. Clover looked down at her hand and traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. Seven shoved his arms into the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Desperate for something, anything to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the two 9 doors. I know I likely read these particular bits on the first run through, but he stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read engaged. He moved to the smaller door The red vacant. The digital root of the remaining people was 7. 5 plus 4 plus 7. Yep. There was no possible way for them to open a door with the 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door.
June.
He thought about June, about Akne Kurashiki. She safe? That was all that really mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped this horrible boat. That was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head, and sighed.
So, what do you want to do, Junpei?
What do you mean, what do I want to do? What can we do?
7 opened his mouth to respond when... Oops. Junpei and 7 looked at one another.
What the hell is that?
Shh, quiet!
Clover motioned to 7 to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from.
Where is it coming from? Could it be?
None of you will ever be Daredevil.
Hey, I think it's coming from this coffin.
You're right!
Let's open it.
But how?
What are those muscles for? For show?
You're telling me to force it open?
Right, I'm just going to skip this quickly and then we'll get to the new stuff. Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews and 7 investigated the desk, but they turned up nothing.
There's nothing here!
Not making this easy, are they?
The sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room.
What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something.
Oh yeah. The world blinked. Suddenly there was a voice inside of Junpei's head. The truth had gone, the truth had gone, the truth had gone, and the truth had gone. And now truth is asleep in the darkness of the sinister hand.
Wait, what? What the hell was that? That voice?
Junpei was utterly and completely baffled.
Huh? What?
What's up?
7 and Clover ran over to him, but Junpei didn't know what to tell them.
Huh?
He told them he'd heard a voice, they'd laugh, or worse, they'd think he was going insane. So all he said was...
Oh, nothing.
He cleared his throat a little too loud and looked pointedly down at his bracelet. There were a pair of small buttons protruding from either side of it. Junpei... Let's just do the same thing again. Because it's the correct thing, right? That was it. I wonder if we just blow up if it's the wrong one. 8 numbers blinked on and then off on the bracelet display. Junpei checked one last time.
One, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
It is worth pointing out at this point, just as a little personal thing, because this is like a kind of variation of a time loop game, right? That, you know, Groundhog Day the film is like one of my favorite films of all time. Well, objectively, I think it's one of the best films of all time. But you know, that, you know, kind of going back and, you know, it has that element to it, obviously.
Huh?
Huh?
Hey, what the hell were those numbers?
Oh my gosh, are those...
Huh.
Junpei didn't answer. He simply walked straight to the coffin. He knelt down in front of the keypad, running over the numbers in his head so that he wouldn't forget.
1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1. 1, 4, 3, 8, 3, 4, 2, 1.
With trembling fingers, he punched them in. That was all of them. He punched the E button. There was a moment of complete silence. Then there was the sound of the coffin lid unlatching. Someone sat up out of it.
No way!
What?
Why are you...
Oh? Is that you, Clover? I apologize for worrying you.
Snake!
Why did he have to be called Snake? It just makes everything seem like Metal Gear, right? Snake!
You? Why?
Junpei? And 7? Is that you? Is everyone else there as well?
Just like Rip Van Winkle. Still, it was very much like Snake to simply cut to the heart of the matter and ask.
Oh. Jeez.
Junpei and 7 shared a wry smile. So yeah, I guess this is the whole point of the Nonary game, right? People to send their thoughts back so that they can beat the game, because there's no other way to have learned those codes without people dying. Clover's eyes were filled with tears.
You're back!
With a cry of joy, she leapt into Snake's arms.
Gently now.
Yeah.
My body's still a little weak.
Oh, you're back!
Clover looked like nothing so much as a lost child who had finally found her home. She cried and cried and cried. Her eyes were red and her nose was running. She hiccuped and gasped as if she were about to begin hyperventilating.
You're back! You're really here!
Her voice was happy but almost desperate, as if she feared she'd disappear again if she stopped talking to him. Tear after tremendous tear rolled its way down her face. Her small arms strained as she clutched Snake's body as tightly as she could. Perhaps she had to convince herself he was real. Perhaps she was worried he'd be gone the moment she let go. Perhaps she simply didn't know what else to do.
You're back!
Come now, what's gotten into you? You're acting as though I've returned from the grave.
Not as though! You did! I really thought you were dead!
Huh?
You jerk! Idiot! Idiot! Idiot!
Idiosa! Clover broke into sobs so great she could no longer talk. It was a touching reunion between brother and sister. Even though Junpei knew they had little time, and every minute they waited was a minute they wasted, it felt cruel to pull them apart. Junpei and 7 sat down on one of the pews waiting for Clover to calm down before explaining to Snake what had transpired.
I see. I believe I understand things rather well now, thank you. In the shower room, there is a dead body wearing my clothes. Because of that, you thought that I was dead, correct?
He had quickly and neatly summarized the events of several hours. Junpei nodded.
You also discovered a corpse in the captain's quarters, and Santa turned on you here, in this room. Do I have it straight?
Sort of.
Well, the dead body in the captain's quarters is a surprise.
Sorry, there wasn't a good time to tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Well then. I've got a pretty decent idea of what happened while I was indisposed, but...
So my inkling here is perhaps the dead guy in the captain's quarters, the guy wearing Snake's clothes, and the number 9 guy perhaps are all connected to Ace. Maybe. I suppose maybe he would have recognized the captain if he was, you know, one of those 4 names. We had Gentoro Hongu, which is Ace. We had Nagisa, Nijisaki, Taruki, Kubota, and Agachika Mushashidu. So that might be those 4 people because they're the only... Well, those 3 people, sorry, because they're the only 3 people who are definitely dead. But the guy who was wearing Snake's clothes did look quite young in that flashback we had. So maybe he's Ace's son or something.
It's still something of a mystery who did all this, and why.
It's Ace.
The corpse in the shower room that looked like me, and the corpse in the captain's quarters. Why were they killed in the way they were?
You don't know?
No. Why would I?
The guy in the shower room. We don't know who he is, so let's just call him Mr. X.
Did we call him Mr. X last time? Guy X or something.
Anyway, this Mr. X is wearing Snake's clothes, but you're wearing some kind of weird robes. That means someone took your clothes and put them on Mr. X. We need to figure out who that was.
I apologize, but I have no idea who might have done this to me.
Now, are we going to get more flashbacks?
I only just now woke up.
More, you know, Nonary Game connections to our previous experiences.
I was unconscious during all the events you just described to me. They must have undressed me and changed my clothes during that time.
When were you knocked out?
When we split up to look for the red.
Where did they get you? Do you remember?
It was a small room in one of the hallways on C deck.
What happened?
The same thing that happened to every one of us when we were abducted. A canister releasing some sort of gas was thrown into the room. I believe the gas is some sort of incapacitating agent.
Then that means it was...
0.
Looks that way, huh?
There's nothing else I have to tell you. When I woke up, I was in this coffin.
Junpei crossed his arms and thought.
Why? Why did 0 make Mr. X wear Snake's clothes? How would that benefit 0?
So it's about revenge because that note we found said it was about revenge. So these people have to be connected to Ace, who are dying.
I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean? And I have no idea how I got the passcode for the coffin either. Truth had gone, and truth had gone. Where did those words come from? Why did I feel compelled to push the buttons on the bracelet after hearing them?
Seven had asked him about it while they waited for Clover to finish crying. He had no answer for him then, and he still didn't.
All I know is my fingers moved on their own. It was like I did it subconsciously. I don't get it. What the hell does any of it mean?
His mind was a maelstrom of mysteries, clues, theories, and more mysteries. He could barely think.
Also, Snake and Clover had been subjects in a similar experiment 9 years ago.
The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. And someone did actually die. A girl. Her name was...
There had been another experiment conducted on this same ship 9 years ago.
Wonder if the girl who died was Santa's sister.
And a girl had died during it. Morphogenetic field theory. The 2 murders. Switching clothes. The Nonary Game.
And whatever strange thing was happening to Junpei himself. The maelstrom in his head spat out words and ideas that disappeared back into it almost as soon as he grasped them. But as he struggled through them, Junpei began to realize something. There was something that tied all of them together, and the points connecting the dots.
0. He's the ringleader. The person who trapped 9 of us on this sinking ship. 0 should know everything. If we can uncover 0's identity, all of our questions will be answered.
Who was 0? Junpei had the beginnings of a theory, if he could only test it. Or perhaps...
At any rate, we'll have plenty of time to decipher the details later. For now, it is of utmost importance that we escape. Junpei, it was 4:30 the last time you checked the clock, yes? That means we have less than an hour. We must hurry.
Hey, how are we gonna get out of here?
Yeah, we've got the exact right number now, right? 7, 13, 17, 19. No, not 19. 5, 9, 16, 18.
Isn't that obvious? Through the other number 9 door.
Oh yeah, you're right. With Snake, we can open the door.
Don't tell me you hadn't figured that out.
Hey, leave him alone. And as they sniped back and forth, Junpei glanced at Snake's left hand. He was wearing a bracelet with a 2 on it.
Come on, you gotta tell me these things.
I, assumed you'd figured it out.
Oh, I do wish that... I know that he's got memory loss, but I wish they didn't make Seven look a bit stupid, because he used to be a bloody detective, right? He's probably more, you know, more intelligent than anyone in this room in his own right. You know, like, it's just a bit weird, you know, they've made him out to be this kind of brutish thug, but he's, you know, he's a detective, he's a police officer, right? Not that police officers can't be thugs, but you know what I mean. I'm guessing because he was when we had that flashback to him as a police officer, he was in plain clothes, so that I'm presuming he was a detective.
Forget it. Let's just get going.
Seven stomped off toward the smaller number 9 door. Clover, Snake, and Junpei followed. Seven quickly laid his hand on the red, and asterisks appeared on the screen. Junpei and the others followed suit and laid their hands on the scanner panel. Soon there were 4 asterisks on the screen. Seven glanced at them and laid his hand on the lever of the red.
All right, you guys ready to go?
Yes.
Yep.
Junpei paused for a moment.
Not yet.
Huh?
Before we go in, I'd like to check something.
You want to check something?
Yeah, but before I do, Seven, could you pull the lever? I want to make sure we can verify with just the 4 of us.
What do you mean? We don't need...
Just do it, alright? But if the door opens, don't go in yet, okay? Please, this is really important. I really need to check this, okay? Work with me here.
Junpei looked directly into Seven's eyes. The older man looked back for a moment, then nodded.
Fine.
Seven pulled down the lever and door 9 creaked open. Then they waited. 6, 7, 8. After 9 seconds, the door closed.
Alright, that means the 4 of us can go into door 9.
So, we knew that already. It's obvious.
Obvious. Yeah, you're right. It is. Now, what happens if we add Zero's bracelet?
What?
Zero's bracelet?
Why don't you take it out, Clover?
For a moment, Clover looked surprised, but she recovered quickly and stuck her tongue out at Junpei.
So you did know I had it. I picked it up because I thought it might be useful sometime.
Yeah, to murder us all with an axe! She reached into one of the pockets of her voluminous? Isn't it voluminous? Have I been saying that word wrong for my entire life? Voluminous? Voluminous? I thought it was voluminous. Jacket and produced a bracelet. Junpei took it from her and turned to Seven.
This was on the left hand of the corpse in the captain's quarters. If you look at it, you can see it's got a 0 on the face. Just to make this a little easier to talk about, I'm gonna call the guy we found dead in the captain's quarters, Cap. Then I should be able to open door 9 with just me, Clover, and his bracelet. Though the big question is, if Cap is the mastermind of this game, would he really put one of these bracelets on? Anyway, let's just give it a shot. Clover, give me your hand.
Okay.
Now the captain's bracelet.
So we know that it's a 6, right?
And pull the lever.
However, the door didn't open. The Reds display read error.
I knew it. Now, what does this tell us?
Maybe the bracelet has to be on your wrist in order for it to work?
No, that's impossible.
No, an asterisk
Did
appeared.
you see how the panel showed a third asterisk when I scanned Cap's bracelet? Whether or not it's on your wrist doesn't matter. All you have to do is put the bracelet near the panel for it to register.
Seven waved his bracelet in front of the scanner panel. Sure enough, an asterisk appeared on the red.
Huh. Looks like you're right.
See? So what does that mean? There's only one possibility.
That bracelet isn't the number 0. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's right.
Then what number is it?
Let's find out.
Junpei scanned the bracelets with this combination. We want 7 Junpei and Cap, right? 7, 12, 18, right?
Let's try 7, me, and Cap. If this combination opens the door, then Cap's bracelet is number 6.
Hey, it opened! The door opened!
What? Why? What does that mean?
Both Seven and Clover seemed rather shaken as they turned to look at Junpei for answers. The door slid heavily shut. Junpei raised an eyebrow.
Isn't it obvious? Cap's bracelet is number 6.
So I guess this would imply that June is 0. Which I guess I've already said, but...
But doesn't it say 0?
This isn't a 0. The symbol on here isn't a number 0. It's a letter O.
Oh.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Oh.
I don't get it. I mean, we figured out that Cap's bracelet is 6, right?
Yeah.
Does that mean there are 2 people with 6s?
Before Junpei could answer, Snake spoke up.
There is most likely only one person with a 6.
But I don't get it. What about June?
Well, this is only an educated guess, but I think June's number was never 6 to begin with. Her bracelet was flipped. In other words, June's real number is...
9.
That seems the most likely.
Then all this numbered door stuff was just a load of crap?
Why would you say that?
Because if June is 9, then the numbers wouldn't match up.
Clover grabbed Junpei's notebook and began to write furiously in it.
Here, look.
Junpei leaned over to look at it.
List of all the numbered doors June's gone through.
So on this line of events, she's been through 5, 7, and 6.
I'll let you know what I'm writing, okay, Snake? And that's everything. I wrote down which door she went into and with whom. And I wrote what all the numbers were. So if you switch 9 in wherever there's a 6, the numbers don't work. If the digital root is 7, then you can't open door 4. If the digital root is 2, then you can't...
Clover, do you notice anything interesting on that list?
Santa?
What do you mean?
You're talking about 3, right?
3?
Santa's always in the room with her. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
What about it?
That's quite simple, really. You told me that the first time you came to this room, Santa was the first to refuse to leave June behind. Now, doesn't that beg the question why?
Yeah.
Why would Santa do such a thing?
Good question.
The answer is easy. Because Santa can't open door 9 with only 7 and Lotus. Of course, there's only one reason for that. His number isn't actually 3. Santa's real number, 7? Would you be so kind as to modify my sister's equations?
Yeah, sure.
7 took the pen from a confused Clover and began to adjust her calculations.
This is what you were getting at, right, Snake?
He read out the changes he'd made. When he'd finished, he looked at Snake. Snake smiled.
Thank you. That is exactly right, 7. Santa's true number wasn't 3. It was 0.
No way. Santa is 0?
Revenge for his sister, who was the one who died 9 years ago.
And June was 9, not 6. Conversely, Santa was 0, not 3.
And when Santa told us about Ace being a CEO of the pharmaceutical company, maybe Ace never told him that. Maybe he let that slip.
+3 and -3, they cancel one another out. Nothing appears out of order.
Santa was still playing by the rules of the Nonary Game this whole time.
Precisely.
So you're saying Santa planned this whole thing?
I'm not sure if he acted alone or not. But I think it is safe to conclude that he is 0, if my hypothesis is correct.
So if he's 0, that means he's brought all of us here for a specific reason, to get revenge on Ace and the 3 other executives. Clover bit her lip. She seemed to be having some difficulty believing her brother's explanation. Junpei remained silent and thought.
Snake's hypothesis. Something doesn't seem right. June's bracelet being flipped. Even if that were possible, that would mean there are 2 number 9 bracelets. And if that's the case?
All right, that's enough talking. Let's go. It's high time we went through that door.
Door 9 opened. They leapt through.
Oh, it's right there.
The dead was directly in front of them as they came through the door. Quickly, they scanned their bracelets. And the detonator stopped.
Oh,
After pausing for a moment to catch their collective breath, Junpei and his companions headed down the long hallway in front of them.
all right. Let's keep going.
At the end was a set of stairs leading down into the ship.
I think these stairs go to the bottom deck.
They leaned out and looked over the side.
Looks dry.
Let's head down.
After deciding it was safe, they headed down the stairs. Before long, Junpei and his companions found themselves on the bottom deck. They turned left into another hallway, at the end of which they found another door.
Hey, it's a...
And of course, there was a symbol engraved over the keyhole. It looked like the sort of harpoon one would use to fish, the kind with 3 prongs. Snake traced the shape of it with his fingers.
This is the Neptune symbol. There must be a key around here somewhere.
Neptune key. I only have the Uranus key card.
Clearly it wasn't going to open this door.
It's a different planet. Plus, it's the wrong kind of key.
Let's turn around and go back for now.
Yeah.
After examining the door for a few more minutes, they gave up and headed back the way they came.
Hey, another door.
With a little more searching, they found a metal door.
And a card reader this time.
The symbol was engraved onto the card reader.
It's the Uranus symbol.
This is the place.
He muttered to himself and slid the card through the reader. It beeped once and the light on it turned green. With a heavy metal groan, the door creaked open. Junpei, Clover, Snake, and 7 looked at one another, nodded, and stepped through. Another puzzle? Oh, yes. Library. Whoa, look at this. Okay, I might have to break this into a few videos. Look at all this. This is crazy. Yeah, this might have to be a few videos. I'll go for an hour. I'll probably put the repeat puzzle stuff in fast forward, so I'll aim for an hour. So we're in the library. We are going to get the all Alice stuff.
Wow!
Oh yeah, Alice, the ice, because then it won't melt in the incinerator, I guess. Yeah.
It's totally full of books!
Totally.
There's so many. I don't know where to look.
I know. Yeah. No, what do you call this kind of place, Seven? I mean, so many books all stacked up. I mean, phew. What is this mysterious building? It looks remarkably like a library. Not the sort of library where large numbers of people come to read books, more the sort of library that was simply a place to store books. Felt a little overwhelmed by the sheer number of books, but Junpei did his best to speak with authority.
All right, if we want to get through that door out there, we need the Neptune key. I say we split up and look for it.
Well, surely there must be a logical way to determine its location. Do we just need to go through alphabetically?
Okay.
Very well.
Sure thing.
Good. Let's get started then. We don't have a lot of time. Hurry.
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge. So this white screen indicates this is another... what was the field called? The mesmeric field. What was it? What was it called? Anyway, the telepathic field where we got the number for the coffin from. Anyway, I don't think we got this information on this particular path. I'm not sure. As he began his search, for reasons he didn't fully understand, Junpei felt those particular words float through his mind. I think we did get them on this path. I'm just trying to think of what we got from Lotus through door number 8. I don't think it was anything to do with this. I think we got this information from 7. All right. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I think that's a good place to leave it because we've got a lot of puzzling to do. Excellent. Really happy. I apologise for the last video, but I don't know if anyone's written any comments for that. I'm recording before all of that, but yeah. Just about made the Eureka just before it actually happened. It just kind of clicked in my brain. Awesome. So man, if we actually get to find Alice and all that stuff, that is insane. But yeah, we'll pick it up. So I'm guessing that Santa is planning on conducting revenge of a kind on Ace. That would be my guess. So pick it up from here next time. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a thumbs up if you did, and just remember, everyone, never trust an on-crate. I'll see you next time.